Okay, hello everybody, welcome. It's finally time. It's finally time. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally tell you guys what the new thing is that we're going to be moving on to. So I have practiced this without being in Zoom, but not being in Zoom. So let's see how this works, shall we? Finally find out what we are up to. So, hi everyone, and hi to those on the replay. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kimba, though I have absolutely zero clue how you could be here if you don't know who I am, since you're here to find out what we're up to next. And why would you give a crap if you didn't know who I was? I know some of you have known that we've been changing business direction for a long time now, for many, many months. I just wanted to thank you for playing along and being patient and having some fun with this launch. I've realized I can't actually see any comments or anything, so I'm 100% relying on Adam to let me know if there's anything I need to see. I can just see myself on a presentation, so I'm just going to go through it and we're going to get this show on the road. Yeah, so thanks to everybody for playing along and having some fun on this launch. It has been fun. Let me know in the chat if you can, if you've been receiving the clues and what you thought about the clues, and if you have enjoyed it. And if you have, I'll read those back afterwards and I'll have a look through those. But what we're going to do is, instead of me just telling you what our new thing is, which is boring, we're going to play a game instead, so you guys can work out for yourselves. Then you'll have a sense of achievement before we even get going. So what we're going to do is something that I've never done on Zoom before, and I certainly haven't done on a webinar. So you guys are going to be learning with me whilst we give this a try. We're going to be playing a game of Hangman. So I'm going to need some volunteers to play Hangman with me. So if you can use the little raise your hand button if you want to play, and I'll just pick 3 of you at random. I'll write your names down on a piece of paper. And if just those 3 people can play the game with me, what I'll do is I'll shout your name out. If you can guess a letter, and then I'll pop it into the Hangman, just like you play when you're a kid. And if everyone else could if you could just stay off the chat during that time to make it a bit easier to run, then we can get through this as quickly as possible, because I know some of you are like, Kimber, I thought you were going to tell us. Well, you're going to tell me what it is. So now I'm going to come out of this presentation, and then I'm going to get the whiteboard up, and then I'm going to draw out, you guys are going to have to help me with this, 12 spaces. All right, let's stop that share. And let's do this. This is exciting. I've never done this live before. So, gosh, this is massive, this whiteboard. Let's try and make it smaller if I can. I'm hoping you can all see that. Oh, it's huge. Right, so let's do, can you all still see that? I need to put this down a second. Draw, there we go. Right, 1. These are terrible. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Right, I can see the chat now. You can't see anything. You can't see a whiteboard. Okay, everybody. Don't worry. Don't panic. Do not panic. Do not panic. I will fix this. Thankfully, I looked at the chat. Can you see it now? You still can't see it. Okay. Don't worry. Oh, you can see it now. Right. Okay. 3rd time's a charm. This is a perfect example of how you can never guarantee that things will work properly. There we go. Right, so we've got 3 people, only 3 people have decided they want to play, so let's play. Okay, so the first person on my list is Vic. So Vic, can you tell me a letter and I'll tell you if it's in there or not? M. Yes, there is an M. Oh gosh, this is reliant on me knowing how to spell this word, isn't it? Okay, Annie, can you guess a letter, please? Annie Bennett. E. Nope, there's no E's. Mohammed, could you guess for me, please? P. No, there is no P. Vic, next letter. I. I'm gonna have to write this word down. Oh, I've already written it down. Oh, thanks past me for being ahead of the game and writing it down so that I wouldn't have to do this live. Right, there's more than one of these. There's a few of these. Oh, I think that's right. And there's another one. There, I think. I might have to move some of these around if I've not got this right. Okay, I think that's correct. I'm going to keep my messenger up so that my team can let me know if I've got any of these wrong. Okay, next up is Annie. Next letter. A. Oh gosh. Yeah. A. There's two of these. There we go. Mohammed, go. E. There is no E. Ooh, Vic. S. There isn't an S. Annie. T. Oh, yes, there is. There is one of those. There we go. Mohammed, go. L. Nope, no L. Vic. An R. Nope, there's no R. Annie. O. Yes. An O. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. If you guys know what it is, please keep it to yourselves because the three people playing, Vic, Annie, and Mohammed, have to guess. Oh, you thought you did, but not now. Oh, yes, there is a C. You were next, weren't you? Okay, Vic. Yes. Oh, a few of you know. Such a hard word to guess if you don't know. It is a hard word to guess if you don't know. I'll give each of the players one more letter, and if you haven't figured out by then, I'll let the audience guess. So who was the last person to guess? It was Vic. So Annie. No D. Mohammed, any ideas? V. There is no V. Vic, I'll give you one more because you had it when I said I'd give everyone one more chance. D. Okay, no. All right, so those of you who've got it, type it in. Let us see what you think it is. Yes, look at everyone going. Look, gamification. Ta-da! Gamification is my new thing. Woo! Okay, so I thought that might be a fun way of introducing this. Huge thank you to those of you who had the balls to play along with me, and thank you to everybody for being a silly Billy and just playing this silly game. Let me get my slideshow back up. Let's see if I can do that. Should be able to. This one, right? So share screen. No, don't worry, Hazel. I'm about to come on to that. Don't you worry your little head. That's absolutely fine. So, okay, hopefully you can just see the presentation again. So, did any of you guess that that's what we would be doing before we played the game today? And do any of you know what that is? I'm going to get the chat box up so I can actually see it. It's okay if you don't know what it is, because I'm going to talk to you all about it. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to tell you all what it is. What the fuck is it? That's exactly what I'm going to talk to you about. Don't worry. All right. So If you're not 100% sure, oh, there you go, what gamification is, you're not alone. Don't worry. Gamification is one of those terms that gets different reactions and it's understood differently by different people. So here are some of the reactions that I have had before, and you might get if you were to ask people what they think of gamification. One of the things you might hear is it's fun and it's not to be taken seriously. It's manipulating people to do things they don't want to do. It's an outdated term, or gamer for what? Even gamification professionals can't agree on a set definition. I've read many books on this now, and there is not a single definition for what it is. So I'm going to kind of talk you through a summary of how I would describe it. So throughout history, people have played games from hopscotch to chess, from Fortnite to Tiddlywinks, from conkers to cricket. We've all played a game and we've been able to put it down because we're enjoying it too much. We want to beat our opponent, or we just can't get to that next level. The concept of gamification is to figure out what it is about those games that makes them so hugely compelling, what elements motivate you to play, what we can learn from games to make non-games more successful, and what we can take from game design to help better results in non-game settings. Now, many well-known brands are using gamification in their marketing and in their courses to improve results for them and their audiences. Some examples include, you may have heard of some of these, the popular language learning app Duolingo. It's an app that you download to learn languages. And they use a clever combination of game elements to help their 500 million registered users to learn languages more effectively. Global shopping giants eBay and Amazon both use gamification techniques to boost sales, and the Nike Plus app encourages users to get active with using gamification in their app, with two main benefits. So the first one is that the more active Nike customers are, the more quickly they will need more kit, which means more money for Nike. The second one is the app generates data that Nike can then use to create much more targeted and precise marketing. And obviously the third thing is their customers get fitter too, which is pretty cool. Now, if used well, gamification can be used to help you reach your business goals by helping your customers to reach theirs. It's about working out their motivations and amending your challenges, your courses, your affiliate launches, your social media campaigns, to help them achieve their objectives in a way that works for them. It can be fun, like Hangman. Think quizzes or solving puzzles or defeating monsters, but game elements that you may recognize, some of them could be considered to be stressful or negative. And despite them being effective gamification tools, things like scarcity or competition, there's nothing wrong with using these kinds of negative tools, but it's really important to use a good balance of techniques and tools that complement the personality types in your audience. Some people are going to be turned off by scarcity and competition, and some people are going to be turned on by it. All right, so you've got to get the balance right. Gamification is not as simple as adding in badges and a leaderboard to something and hoping for the best. It combines game elements, game design, game thinking, and it takes learnings from psychology, human behavior, and other fields like learning development, management, marketing, to improve upon your existing systems, things that are already working, and make them even better to get better outcomes rather than just turning everything into a game. It's a lot more complex than people think, and it's definitely a matter of test and learn, but implemented well and tweaked over time, it can be a priceless tool for your business. Okay, I'm going to do a poll now, because obviously breaking this up with some fun. Let's try and do a poll. So I'm learning on the fly here, guys. Oh, I've only got one poll on here. I thought I did have two polls, but never mind. So we'll have to just use one for now, because that's the only one I can see. Oh no, there are two in there, brilliant. So now that you know what it is, briefly, are any of you using gamification in your business already? Let's launch this poll and see what the answers come through, and I'll have a quick look at the chat box whilst you're doing that. So I didn't guess that exactly. Oh gosh. Not heard the term. Intrigued. Trying to gamify my online festival, not easy. I thought it was gamification, as I remember you asked ages ago if anyone knew what it was. I didn't guess that exactly, but something fun. I have a reasonable idea what it is, but would love to see how it works. Didn't guess and not sure. Congrats, thank you. Clues did not give me a clue, but the concept is great and I used it in language teaching. Yeah, it's good. You didn't know what I was up to. Lisa, I always feel silly for not guessing this would be your thing that seems so natural to you. It is something I've always done. Adding game mechanics to non-game environments. That's a very good definition, Helen. I like that. Don't even know your own name. It is done badly by so many huge agencies for huge companies, but I'm hoping to be a break from the norm in those kinds of terms. And I'll be talking to you more about how I think it's done badly in a bit. You're learning Italian on that at the moment. That's really funny. Click no because I'm not using it knowledgeably. Not sure it would work for me. I'm going to come to all of this in a minute. So the results are, by the looks of it, 15% of you are using it in your business already and 85% aren't. That is very, very interesting to me. Okay, let's get back to the, oh, there you go. I can share the results apparently. Gotta love trying these things out on the fly. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? It's a bit silly. Okay, so let's stop that sharing. Let's get back to my presentation. Cool beans. So next up, we're going to talk about, oh, I need to go back a bit because I've lost my notes. That's fine. Next up, we're going to talk about some things that gamification isn't and some myths. So some things that gamification isn't. It is not creating a game just for the sake of it or just making things more fun, okay? So many people think gamification is pointless or daft because they assume it's just about creating a game. And they don't think it's professional. They don't think it's business-like. They don't think it's actually going to get more results. It is way more complex than that. And if somebody came to me having watched this webinar, or just because they've heard of my gamification person, and asked me to do something just to make it more fun, I'd send them away because what I want to do is to help everyone to reach their goals. So your audience, your students, your participants, and you. Otherwise, in my eyes, it's a waste of my time and yours. The next thing that it is not is a way to just manipulate people into doing what you want. So gamification can be used for evil, sadly, but the way that I will work and the things that I will be teaching is how to use gamification in a way that isn't manipulative, that isn't to manipulate people into doing things that they don't want, or to manipulate people into doing things that you want. Instead, we're going to be working from a place of consent to use gamification tools to help them achieve their goals and for you to achieve yours. Gamification isn't a matter of just adding badges and leaderboards and Bob's your uncle. While of course you can just add some badges and you can add some leaderboards to help gamify your projects, if you add the wrong ones without meaning, or competition for the sake of it, you can actually do more harm than good. And you can demotivate rather than motivate your audience. Many gamified solutions don't even involve badges or leaderboards of any sorts. So now we're going to cover a few myths. Gamification means competition is a myth that I hear quite a bit. So whilst you can add competition to your gamified solutions, collaboration is also a fabulous gamification tool. You don't have to put your audience to battle against each other in order to get results. And in some situations, that would actually be the worst thing that you could do. Another one is that gamification is just for young people. Old people won't want to play games. Older people won't be interested in that. Now, let's tell you some of the years that some of these fun things were invented. Space Invaders came out in 1978. Pong came out in 1972. Gen X are a gamer generation, even if they don't realize it. They grew up with arcade machines, right? They literally grew up in that environment. So it's not just for millennials. Also, for the older than that generation, games have been around forever. Another example is bingo. The game itself, not originally called bingo, is thought to have its roots in Italy in the 16th century, specifically, according to Wikipedia, in 1530. And it originates from the Italian lottery. I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I will definitely butcher it. But basically, the point of this is games aren't new and everyone has played or liked to play games of some sort. And the last myth, I hear this a lot, is that in order to gamify something, you have to create like a video game. It has to be like a gaming environment. Gamification doesn't have to look like a computer game. It doesn't have to actually look like a game at all. It's just taking some of the stuff that works from games and applying them to your project. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be a graphic designer to gamify things. So, why the fuck should you care about this? I've told you what it is now. Why should you care? So I'm going to say a bunch of stuff now, and some of them you'll be like, that's not me. And some of them you might be like, that's me. So just bear with, because they're aimed at different types of people. Have you ever run a successful challenge launch, but been disappointed by how many people joined the live events or completed the challenge or joined the group? Have you ever wondered how to increase engagement on your social media posts? Have you ever considered how to reduce the rate of attrition on your online membership? So reduce the amount of people that regularly leave. Have you ever thought that there must be an easier way of getting better quality or more or better quality testimonials from your clients? Have you ever delivered a successful online course, but wished that more of your students had completed it? Have you ever wished that you knew what motivated your students, your challenge participants, your club members or affiliates, so that you could help them to achieve better results? If any of those are something that you've wondered or thought about, then gamification could be the answer that you are waiting for. The kinds of results you can get by using gamification. Now, bear in mind, I'm going to say something quite a few times in this webinar. Gamification is an art and a science. It's not, if you do this, you will get this result. It's very much, let's try some stuff. Not all of it will stick. Not all of it will be right for your audience. We'll have to tweak and learn as we go. So these are some examples of the kinds of things that you can expect. It can be used in all sorts of scenarios, but it's quite important to know what you're using it for. So some examples could be improving level of engagement in your memberships, courses, challenge launches, or affiliate launches, getting higher rates of completion of your online course or challenge, gathering higher quality and more testimonials from customers, reducing rates of attrition in memberships, like I've just said, getting better results for your clients from your online courses, which makes them happier, and then they are more likely to refer you to others, which is a win-win. And all of the above will lead to more sales, which is the ultimate business goal at the end of the day. Okay, it's time for another poll. Let's play another poll. So I'm going to have to stop the share and I'm going to have to get the poll up again. This is fun, interactive stuff. Let's give it a go. So another poll for you. Now that you know what gamification is, have you seen it being used well by other businesses? So a yes or no will do on the poll. And if you can think of any examples, do put them into the chat. That would be great. Don't worry, Donna. We'll get to how you can use it in your personal life as well later on. Okay, how about then? I put the name of that bingo into the chat and you guys can tell. You can't tell me how to say it. You can't come on the live. You'll have to tell me separately. Yeah, quizzes are gamification. Yeah, that's good. I did well with the Instamind bingo. So 47% of you have seen gamification being used well by businesses, and 53% of you have not, which is interesting. So I'll share those results with you briefly, although I did just read it out. So I'm going to give you some more examples. I'm going to talk you through some other things. Don't feel like that's the end of that. So I've been using gamification in my personal and my business life to improve results and meet my goals for as long as I can remember. So as well as running my business, some of you will know that in my spare time, I'm so sick of saying this now. I'm a semi-professional hula hooper, right? I'm sponsored hula hooper. And I used gamification to outsell the other sponsored hoopers by 10 times. I played games with my audience and that sold more products. So for those of you like Donna, who's like, Kimba, none of this is product-based. Firstly, if you promote anything on social media, you can gamify that. And I will be talking to you more about that at the end. And secondly, I have experience of using gamification to sell products. Also, gamification has helped me to improve all aspects of our business, leading to more sales and greater results for everybody involved. Whether it's engagement on our social media posts, an increase in the number of people completing our courses, or showing up live to online events, better participant retention in challenges and memberships, getting high quality testimonials. Basically, everything that we've gamified so far has seen a marked improvement, not just a little bit. I've gamified other areas of my personal life too to help me fit in extra reading. So including over the last few months, I've read 10 books on gamification so far. And I fit that in around everything else by using gamification to encourage myself to do that more in a more fun way. And to help, I've used it to help me exercise more regularly and train for this event that I'm doing, to learn new skills and loads more. And I've now started to help other businesses to apply gamification techniques to boost results for themselves and their customers, members, audiences, etc. By working in this way, everybody is a winner, pun intended. So what kinds of results have we seen so far? So I'm going to talk you through some of the results that we've seen by implementing some gamification stuff so that you can have an idea of what kind of things you can expect. So let's look at some of the things we gamified for ourselves. If we compare the two last InstaBiz Week challenge that we ran, for those of you who don't know, I used to run a 5-day Instagram challenge that upsold to my Instagram course. And by adding in just a handful of gamification elements into the challenge, we went from a 1.1% conversion rate to a 2.9% conversion rate, which is an increase of 162%, which doesn't sound like much, but if your conversion rate is 14% and you increase it by 162%, that's an awful big change, right? It's a lot of monetary value. And I've said here, imagine how much of a difference completely gamifying this challenge from start to finish would have achieved, rather than just trialing a few game elements, which is what we were doing, because we knew we were going to be changing to this at that time, and we wanted to use it in everything that we were doing. Next up, the final Instamind course, which was our 10-week Instagram course. We saw, by putting in some game elements, a 29% increase in people completing the course compared to the previous time, which is a huge increase. We saw a 52% increase in the number of posts in the group compared to the previous round. This kind of engagement keeps other people interested and re-engages those people as well. And we saw a 16% increase in active users. So that's the number of users active in the group across those 10 weeks compared to the previous round, which is pretty incredible considering we didn't gamify the whole experience. We simply put in a few game elements. Okay, so imagine at this point you're thinking, that sounds great, but I still can't picture it. I still don't understand it. That's okay. That's my job. But seriously though, let me tell you a story. Before I do that, I'm just going to quickly check there's nothing in the chat that I absolutely need to. Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. Okay. I'm going to come back to all this at the end, I think, because I don't think it's particularly useful now, right now. Okay, so let's say two people are running a course on the same topic. Person one is doing it the way that everyone else does. They have videos and PDFs and a Facebook group, and everybody works through the content in the same way. Person two hires me. And we figure out what types of players, students, they have on their course, what motivates those different types of players, what your goals are for the players, and what their goals are for themselves. Then I put together a fully bespoke plan from onboarding to upsell, if you want to upsell to something else, that takes all of those different types of people on different journeys, depending on what they need. We add in lots of game elements. Oh, I've lost my space. No, it's here. We add in lots of different game elements at the different stages of your course to keep the different personality types engaged. We add in different types of game elements to keep people who are brand new to the topic engaged, and stuff for the people who are more experienced on board too. Then person 2 goes back, implements all the stuff we've suggested, and gets the course started. Now, as I've said before, gamification is a mix of art and science. So not everything we try will work for every single person in the audience. It won't work in every single situation. Not all of it will even work straight away. So what we do is we have another meeting to look at what's working, what's not, what can be improved, and then person 2 goes away, gets the stuff done. So then what are the results then? Let's go back to person 1 who didn't gamify their course. Person 1 has got the same course as everyone else, is stuck getting the same results for their customers, struggling to get more testimonials, which means they're struggling to sell the course to more people, and they don't know what to do about it. They are stuck at a certain conversion rate that just won't budge. Person 2 has got more people completing their courses, more players getting what they want out of the course, not just what person 2 thinks they want to get from the course, more raving fans who love the course and tell others about it, more and better quality testimonials, and more sales. For those of you who don't run a course, by the way, the same process works for memberships, challenge launches, affiliate launches, summits, and more. And for those of you who don't do any of those things, you can also gamify your social media to get more engagement, and we've got something for you around that too. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, my audience is going to think I am silly adding in gamification. It won't fit with my brand, I've got a boring business, or I'm not a fun person. Whatever that means. I'm nervous to try this as it sounds experimental. Okay, so gamification doesn't have to be silly, and some of it isn't even fun, as I already alluded to. Gamification has actually been around for 20 years. And all of the big boys are doing it, like in some of the examples I've already given, and a lot of the not so big boys are also doing it too, but the people using it successfully don't want to talk about it because they don't want their competitors to know they're doing it and to do it as well. So there's some things that you are probably aware of or using from the gamification world that you don't even realize. Scarcity. I already mentioned this. This is telling people they should sign up to something because there's only so many hours left, or there's only so many places left. It's not fun and it's not silly, but it is a game tool and it does work. Competitions, they can be fun and they can be silly, but they are used by very, very serious brands to get great results, and they are another game tool. Oh, I like this one, storytelling. If you've ever used a story to explain something to your students or your audience, that's a game tool. Narrative is a core game element, and while it is fun, it is a seriously helpful explanatory tool. Wasn't going to add that word in, don't know why I just added in that sentence, struggle to say it. There you go. Polls, this is some gamification that is built into many social media apps, email software, Zoom, as we've seen today, and more, to help businesses to do market research, to play with their audience. Yes, it's fun, but it's extremely useful for business, and it's not at all silly. It can be silly, but it's not really silly. And progress bars, I like this one. So if you've ever been on an online course, that's hard to say, and there's a progress bar which shows you how far through you are. Or if you've seen the progress bar on LinkedIn that shows how much of a percentage through completing your profile you're at, it's a gamification technique. It's not really fun. It's actually quite boring, but it's clever and it inspires you to do more. Now, these are just 5 examples. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of game elements that you will see others using, or you will be using yourself every day without even realizing, to encourage people to buy something, to help other people to reach their goals, to help reach your own goals, and more. People are used to this now. They see it everywhere, even if they don't know what it's called. It isn't silly and it isn't new. And I hope that you are as excited by this prospect as I am, rather than nervous at this stage. So using a couple of these gamification tools in isolation might help you to get some better results, but the best approach is to take a wholesale approach. Completely gamifying a project from start to finish, considering which type of gamification elements complement each other, which types of players you have in your audience, what motivates them, what demotivates them, and more. Scattering a handful of game elephants, knew I was going to do that tonight, into your project, and hoping for the best could work, but it also could be a catastrophe if you accidentally add in elements that clash instead of complement each other. Your audience is also going to 100% see through games for the sake of games and any attempt to manipulate them through gamifying. You need to be smart about how you approach this gamification arc. So now what? The cat is out of the bag. You all know what it is, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to finally say I'm going to be doing gamification. You all know what it is. It's fun and it's exciting for me, but what about you? Why do you care? How can you use this now? So some of you have mentioned this already, and I think Adam's going to probably pop these links into the chat box for you if I'm lucky. First up, we have a quiz. We've created a quiz for you, which you can take if you like. Have you ever wondered if you could get better results from your courses, challenges, or social media? Find out in 3 minutes exactly what gamification is and how it can solve the challenges you face in your business. So the link is there on the screen, and I believe it will also be added to the chat. In fact, I'll get the chat box here. So I'm sure Adam will be adding it in. There you go. Thank you so much, Adam. Okay, so that's that. So what it will do is it will give you some tips at the end, depending on what you choose throughout the quiz. So that's freebie, first thing you can do. Número dos, guest experts. So if you run a community that could benefit from learning about gamification of courses, memberships, affiliates, challenge launches, or even getting more engagement in their social media, why not? It's not working. What's not working? That link. You can't click on the screen. You'll have to click on the one in the chat. Oh, okay. Well, maybe Adam can provide a different link for you. I don't know, Hazel. Too many redirects. That's probably what it is. Anyway, if you run a membership or have a community that could benefit from a talk on one of these things, even to get more engagement with your social media posts, why not invite me to speak to your group or on your podcasts? You can get information on that page. Now, if you're like, oh, I can't click these links, they're not working. It could be that your device, it could be too many redirects, who knows? But we will send the links out afterwards. So please don't worry too much about rushing off and doing these things right now if needs be. I'll talk you through all the stuff and then you can go and choose what you want to do afterwards. It's probably the best, isn't it, when we have technical difficulties? All right, next one. So this is the big one for me. This is the reason that I'm really doing this launch now, is so that I can do more of these. But there will be smaller things available. Oh, there you go. So there's the game plan quiz. You can go to that one. One-to-one consultation. So I've already started working with some testers on this, but we are going to be gamifying for our clients through a one-to-one consultation service. We're going to be working with people to gamify their existing and successful, emphasis on successful, online courses, challenge launches, affiliate launches, memberships, online events, for example, online summits, because these are the things that I've got experience with. You can gamify pretty much anything you want to, but these are the things that I've got experience with, and these are the things I want to be focusing on. This is my niche within my niche. So the niche is gamification, and within that niche is those specific areas. So if you have any of those things, how it will work is kind of the story that I just told you. We work with businesses that are already successfully running one of these things, a membership, an online course, an online event, challenge launch, or an affiliate launch. The successful part is really important, because if you come to me with a course that isn't working and then I try to gamify it, that's not going to fix the problems that you have already. It's if you've got a course that's working already, but you'd just like to improve it slightly. If you've got a challenge launch that's working already, but you'd like to improve your conversion rate a bit more, that's when gamification comes in. So what we'll do, if you apply and are successful, we will review your existing process in detail, find out what you're hoping to achieve, figure out everything we can about your customers and what they want to achieve, and then use gamification to completely reimagine what you've got now, from onboarding through to upsell, if applicable, if you want to upsell something at the end, and provide you with a plan that will take your customers on a journey that is right for them, getting them more of the results that they want, while also getting you more of the results that you want, which sounds good, doesn't it? We provide the plan and then you implement it. But as I've said before, we don't just leave you to it. We have follow-up meeting once you've started implementation, to tweak and improve anything that's not quite right yet. As I've said, it's an art as well as a science. So not everything we recommend is going to work 100% of the time for everybody, but we want to make sure that you get the most possible from a consultation service. So we do check in once the plan is in motion. We're in testing phase at the moment. So in terms of investment, you are in luck. It is an extremely in-depth process, completely reviewing and renewing your project from start to finish. In the future, it's going to be between £10,000 and £12,000 plus VAT, depending on the project. But whilst we're in testing phase, we are offering a small number of consultation packages for just £4,000 plus VAT. And I'm thinking I'm only going to offer that to 4 more people. The reason that we're doing this is because I want feedback. I need to test the process. It's going to be a slightly rougher and readier version of the eventual service that we'll provide, but you'll still get the same outcomes out of it. It's just that we'll be asking you feedback along the way so that we can improve it as we go along. The other thing is that for everybody that we consult with, we give money to a green charity. So we do donate 1% of our fee to a green charity of your choice. Our choice, not your choice. We can work on it together if you've got a particular green charity in mind. And you have the option to pay an additional 1% more to double that investment, but there's no judgment either way. Now, in order to do this and to make sure that we're a good fit, we have an application form. But of course, we've made it fun. So it's a bot that asks you some questions. It's only a handful of questions. And if you're a good fit, then I'll organize a call with you. And if it's not a good fit, we'll send you some feedback so that you can come back when you are ready. That's the consultations. Next up is social media templates. So this is for the people who are like, what? I did not expect to be coming onto this. I'm not quite ready for a full-on consultation. My course isn't ready. I don't have a course. I don't think it's for me. We are planning on something to bring out eventually a whole range of social media templates you can use to implement gamification with your audiences, to increase engagement on your posts, to do market research, and more. Now, to start with, we've created 30 templates that you can use in your stories. They're designed with Instagram stories in mind because that's what I know, but I'm pretty sure you can use them on other stories as well, wherever else there are stories these days, which is everywhere. The idea behind these is they are Canva templates, so you can change the brand colors, you can edit them to your heart's content. We've added an explainer video to show you how to use them, and we've also got a PDF with tips and tricks to make sure you make the most out of these style of posts. Now, they're not quite finished yet, okay? So what we've decided to do this evening, because they will be ready tomorrow night, is we're going to offer 20 people, the first 20 people, the chance to have these for £7.99. They will be £17.99 for 30 templates, but the first 20 people who buy, you get them for £7.99. You won't actually get them until tomorrow night, but you can buy now. In exchange for that discount of a tenner, again, we'll want feedback, we'll want some testimonials, just so that we can improve them, make sure they're ready for everyone else. And yeah, you can get them by going to this page if you are interested. Even at the full price, even at the £17.99 price, they're going to be less than 60p per template. So at £7.99, it's an absolute steal. And you will have seen that a lot of these, we have been playing games on our social media for a while now, so we've tested a lot of these. Yes, Rachel. So actually a lot of the templates that we've put together have been based on ones that I have used or seen used by product-based businesses. I specifically brought in these social media templates because I know a lot of my audience are product-based businesses who won't be able to use my one-to-one consultation services. Okay, but that's a great question. Okay, so the future. In the future, we will be building some courses around gamification, but I want to do a lot more testing with my one-to-one customers before we get to that point. If you'd like to join the waiting list to find out more when we are ready to build some courses, you can do so by going to this website. We'd love it if you could also tick the boxes to say what kinds of gamification courses you're interested in. And if we get significant interest in one of the areas over the others, then we can know to start with that course first. Now, before we get onto the Q&A, I want to play another game. Thank you for listening through that bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you a question in a fun and interactive way by creating a word cloud together. So interactive word cloud time. So now this is another bit which I haven't practiced yet, but it's all good. I have done it before, just not on my own. So I'm going to need those of you who have a second device. Only those of you who have a second device can play, basically, because if you're doing this on your phone, you can't do this on your phone at the same time. So, oh, I need to move that somehow. I need you to go to menti.com and then enter in this code and answer the question. You'll have the option to put in 3 words. How do you feel about using gamification after watching this webinar? Now, once you've entered those words, they will start to appear on this screen, which is really, really exciting. So I can't wait to see how you all feel about this. Please do let me know. And I'll have a sip of my drink and see what you guys come up with. Oh, you bought the templates. Vic's bought the templates already. That means there's only 19 left available at that discounted price. So what I will do is I will do it on my phone as well so that we can get some up on here. I will go to menti.com and then I will type in the code. Julie's grabbed the templates too. Woohoo! So we'll be emailing you over the next few. So we'll be emailing you the templates tomorrow. And over the next week, we'll be emailing you some questions to get some feedback on that. Oh, look, some words have popped up. Interested, excited, curious, intrigued. Oh, I love these words, guys. It's really exciting. 2498. So I'm going to, oh, I've put the wrong number in. 62462449. Yeah, I've done the wrong number. There we go. 8. Oh, let's see. I think I'm just going to end up putting the same words as all of you lot. I think we're going to end up with lots of the same word. Gamified, informed. Oh, this is exciting. This is very exciting. Oh, love it, love it, love it. This is silly. It is a bit silly, isn't it? But it's a bit fun. I'm also intrigued to see if any of you have noticed the Easter egg in my background, but I'll go over to Q&A in a second. Please do use the Q&A tab to ask me any questions, and I will go back through the chat now as well because we have got Q&A time. This is so fun. Oh, I love that so much. You feel free to keep adding to that, and I will share that probably on social media as well. Oh, a few of you have got the templates. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay, so Q&A. Oh no, wait there. So let me get my slides back up. Oh, I don't actually know. 2 seconds. Yay, a few of you got the templates. I think the last slide just literally says any questions. So let's just ignore that. It does just say any questions. So Sarah has asked, missed the start, what is gamification? So I'm going to say, really sorry, lovely, you're going to have to go back and watch from the start just because I can't go back and do all of that again right now. No worries, everybody. So thank you all for being so engaged and so excited. I am going to go through and check if there's any questions about this apart from the ones that I've already answered. I don't think there is. But it would be great if you could help with the kind of promotion of this by saying on social media that you're excited by my new thing and that people should watch the replay if they want to find out more. We'll be promoting the replay over the next few days. As you've probably already tell by now, we have gamified this launch by using all of the clues and doing all of the intrigue and all of that stuff. Yay, quite a few of you have got the templates. This is very exciting. This is very exciting. Yay. Does anyone have any questions at all? If not, I will call this a day and I will thank you all greatly for being so patient with me on this launch and for being as excited as I am on this new venture. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.